Avatar is certainly behaving like a big franchise, even if it's early days of building itself into that. I mean, we haven't even gotten the sequel film yet, and you're already seeing the same territory that other large, multi-million, billion-dollar franchises have endeavored on through the world of gaming. There's this expansion beyond the cinematic world into other industries. In particular, I understand, of course, to garner more profits for the studio. Like, that's not, missed on anybody. But it's a subtle advertising, right? It's a subtle promotion. And you're seeing that expansion in creativity, especially in the world of Pandora, expanding beyond the cinematic lens into new endeavors. And with the gaming world, we have two games coming out, at least as far as I'm aware of. There's the Frontiers of Pandora game, I believe is a console-intended release, and then there's this Avatar Reckoning game. This is primarily mobile. I forget who the studio is that put this out, but on a first impression, it certainly looked like the world of Pandora, and it did look equipped for the mobile space. I was quite impressed by it, actually, and it seems to document the world of Pandora, as presented in the first Avatar movie, quite well. And I do think if there's a place for Avatar to really succeed in franchise expansions, it is the video game world. I mean, I haven't seen any news on this yet, but I could certainly see the VR space doing very well for Pandora. I remember mentioning this as well earlier on when I was covering Avatar properties with I think is it in Universal or Disney? It's in one of the theme parks, but there's a Pandora ride that everybody loves going on. From my understanding, it's very popular. I could see that type of tour through Pandora that the movie has featured in many regards doing very well in a virtual reality headset space. I mean, can you imagine that? The idea of immersion in the world of Pandora? I think the pitch writes itself. And I think there'd be a lot of fans that would be elated at that. But venturing in Pandora in other ways could also be fun too. And I do think from what we've seen from both entries, I'm not covering Frontiers of Pandora in this case, just by mentioning it in regard, I thought that game did very well in regards to the console approach to a tour in Pandora, but I also thought by the same measure, Avatar Reckoning captured the essence of the film in different manners quite well. Let's take a look at something that came out very recently. This is a dev update, so it's a pretty recent feature that I believe was aired on part of Disney's recent promotional run of a lot of their new entertainment endeavors. It's a small promo, so it's not much, but it's something to at least give us a bit of an update. And again, on that first impression, I was very impressed, so with more time, maybe there's been some new innovation and we'll learn something here. Let's take a look at this. Either way, maybe this is the first impression for you. Let's see together what it looks like now, and I guess a presented update.
Hey everyone, I'm excited to give you a sneak peek.
See, it looks like the world of Pandora from the movie. All the creatures are there.
In this MMO RPG
beautifully
shooter,
brought to life.
You'll return to the moon of Pandora to find your own way in the aftermath of the Battle of the Hallelujah Mountains. As you begin your adventure, you'll customize
this is quite an
your own
expansive
avatar
mobile game.
warrior. You'll also be
The
able
world
to
of
collect
Pandora,
and customize a range of weapons to prepare
the
you for your
customization
journey.
of your arsenal and your
As
characters.
you set out across single-player missions, you'll discover new regions as you unravel a mysterious story, encountering new clans and defending yourself from the perils of Pandora, from creatures to the RDA forces. You'll also be able to play both with and against others in online multiplayer. Team up in instances to battle with other players, trying to survive against powerful enemies, or battle in player versus player mode, where you'll team up against other players.
This is a really expansive mobile game.
You'll be able to experience all of this and more when Avatar Reckoning hits your mobile device soon.
Not just in scope, but in gameplay features. This combat scene, that's interesting to see it translate. Maybe I'm just not as familiar with mobile games as other people are. I mean, I've played a couple mobile features, not as many as I'm primarily a console gamer, much less so PC. I'd say in order of time, I've spent more occupation in the console space than in mobile and then in PC. PC being the least of all measures. It's interesting to see how the combat style of certain games, like first-person shooters, I'm thinking primarily of, let's say, Battlefield or Battlefront, that type of format being adapted into the mobile space. Although it clearly has a mobile interface, like those games usually position the gun at an angle. Some feature them like in center stage. It looks almost to me quite like a console game with the appearance of a mobile one. But the variety in what they have, again, the scope of Pandora, whichever way you try to enjoy it, you've got the creatures, you've got the atmosphere of the world, you can take that tour experience through fun, action-centered gameplay. You've also got the duality, again, of the powers being the Na'vi versus our humans, that rivalry. So again, everything presented in the movie, it seems like a bit of a unique adaptation. But the essence of Pandora is quite alive, and to an extensive degree. I'm really impressed at how much this game offers. I mean, again, the landscape of a mobile game, and also not to mention the multiplayer aspect as well. Maybe I'm just not as knowledgeable in comparison to other mobile gamers. I'd be curious to hear from you, if you're somebody more familiarized in the mobile space, if this expansive format in gameplay and in features is presented on other games, in other titles. Again, like I said, I think Avatar is going to do very well in the gaming space. It surprises me, even in other forms, how well adopted it is. I mean, in open world type stories, I could easily see this taking off. In mobile as well. I mean, my perception was that mobile was much more limited. Now when it comes to Avatar, I'm quite impressed. I mean, again, if there's a franchise that's going to build itself into other markets and do so successfully, as many franchises are doing, and you could, endlessly name names, there's so many at this point, I think Avatar is really going to have a home in the gaming space. Not just, of course, on, extra merchandise and, reaching out to players and new customers in different ways. I'm sure Disney loves that. More money. But to enjoy the world of Avatar in different variations. The gaming space offers a lot for this property. I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing here for Avatar Reckoning. It's barely a glimpse, it's only about a minute, but that showcased so much. I mean, that just really brings the world of Pandora alive in every feature of what was presented in the original movie. And maybe there will be expansions into the second movie. I think this is more so primarily based on what we've already seen. But it's quite good. Very competent product. I'm really impressed, and I don't know yet if it's going to be set for a certain price point. There's not much information in regards to its release. When we can expect it, it's probably going to come out at some point later. This is, I'm sure, again, that it's a dev update, so it's still in development. But if this is what it's going to look like, I think a lot of players and Avatar fans are going to jump on. What are your thoughts? If you're an Avatar fan, do you see yourself playing Avatar Reckoning? And is there anything maybe you'd like to see that this trailer doesn't present that I'm forgetting about from the original movie? I think it covers the entirety of the basis quite well, at least from what I can see right now. Or maybe you're somebody who's, coming at this from a gamer's perspective. Does this look entertaining to you? I'd love to hear what angle you come from, as well as your overall thoughts on the trailer down below if you so choose to disclose them. I'm very impressed. Again, many franchises are building themselves out in the gaming space. Avatar definitely has made a home for itself here. Beyond just Avatar Reckoning, the Frontiers of Pandora game, that's coming. I would easily imagine a VR game doing very well in this space. But for now, you have You have Reckoning, which is a really nice compliment, I think, to the movie. If you want to enjoy Avatar from a very convenient location, being your phone, it seems like a pretty easy game to jump into. And if you're already familiar with the types of maybe even the gameplay won't even be that hard to learn if you are a newbie, or somebody that's maybe like me, you are more familiarized and married with the console space than you are the mobile. I can see this doing very well. Time will tell, based on how much more we see. I'm really impressed, though, with the world of Avatar as it expands. I think there's a lot of room for growth, and it's seizing whatever opportunity it has. And I think Reckoning is definitely exemplifying that. This is like a great compliment to a very prestigious and well-regarded film. And certainly I'm sure people are looking forward to a sequel. This is going to be a nice compliment to that release overall. I think Reckoning is going to... Again, we have to wait and see when this is going to come out. This will, I believe, be post the movie. But I'm impressed. I think Reckoning has some good days ahead of it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.